I say yeah. I say yeah. I say it's down to the end of the year. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Hey, hey. And it's all me getting these words over. Yes, Black Planet and the new blurred over. Never is I sober. I'm a key controller. Everybody thinking that all right, damn. I always, it's always a point in which I'm like, all right, I don't know what else to say. It don't matter. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is time for us to go over some of this good old fashioned blurred stuff. Welcome to all those who are following us and watching on each of our sites. Make sure y'all tune in, tell a friend, and share on your sites. If you don't mind, let some people know so we can join this conversation. Today we got a lot of stuff to discuss. If you aren't already in the know, you'll know that looks like our buddy Henry Cavill is definitely not going to be returning as the Superman. So we must discuss what happened there. Also, looks like he's going to be starring in something different. So he's moving from one role to the next really quickly. Black Panther, as we expected, has already been nominated for a whole bunch of awards, and one of which is going to the Queen. Oh, we already are going to claim it, beseech it, and we're going to know what's going to happen. Avatar, if y'all don't know, is now in theaters, and some of us have seen it already on our Fire Sticks. What you think about that? Not me though. Ghost Rider is now potentially being pitched as an on-screen project to be brought back to the screen. But who's going to be the Ghost Rider? Let's talk about it. And like I said, the Joker 2 is officially in production, and there have been leaked photos of Joaquin. I can never say his name right. Joaquin Phoenix. I always get him and Joaquin Noah, you know what I'm saying, who's on the Bulls, confused. But yeah, are in production. Also, a few shows that you all have been paying attention. Of course, we were. Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to show us yet. We're not ready to show us yet. Pull back the curtain. His Dark Materials is out, and it's been out for a few weeks. If you haven't been watching it, I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the dopest fantasy shows out currently as we speak. And I would like to today revisit our discussion on Wednesday from last week. So we will go ahead and have all of that. But before we do any of that, let us go ahead and have the show introduced by our illustrious, esteemed counterpart. Please introduce.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except mine got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass pistol with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain.
Hey, son, everybody should know. Shout out to Mouse, the homie. Yeah, man. And what's up to my cousin, brother, friend, Anthony up in St. Louis, wiping bro. I know you as Mark, but it's all good. Yeah, man. Hey, so we got a lot of stuff going on in the nerd universe, guys, and we definitely want to talk about it. And yes, stay tuned because toward the latter half of this show, we will be presenting the awards for our very first inaugural Blerdys, y'all. Yes, the Blerdys, where we're going to go ahead and give y'all who we thought was our favorites this year for a few categories, and hopefully over the years we even add more categories to include more. But let's start off with the lead. So much news to discuss. Superman Tyrone is dead. The Man of Steel is no more. It has been made official. And we actually, Nolly, thanks for the tweet. We did see that there was if I'm not mistaken, some sort of tweets or some released statements to kind of clarify exactly what's going on. Is that right, Nolly? What is that? What's that statement say now?
So Henry Cavill posted on his Instagram that he had a meeting with James Gunn, and that basically Superman said that they're going to pursue a whole different route with Superman, and they cut ties.
So Tyrone, here's the thing where I'm a little confused. I think that a lot of us had already heard, or at least were kind of expecting Henry Cavill to make his exit pretty soon because it had been leaked that he wasn't going to be, Superman going forward. The question here is the timing, right? Like, did we know before The Rock went outside of the the hierarchy to get him in his movie, that Superman was not going to be coming back already. Because it kind of is like they brought the McRib back and took it right away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, like on the timeline, are you, what's going on here? Like,
I think The Rock jumped the gun when he kind of forced DC's hand to let Henry Cavill show up in Black Adam. I think he was kind of flexing his muscles as what he thought was going to be the king of DC. He thought he was really going to run stuff going forward. And then James Gunn gets hired and Peter Safran gets hired. And, now they're building their universe and they're starting over, which makes sense. If you're starting something brand new, it does make sense to get rid of the old. Although Henry Cavill might have been the only person I would have kept if I were James Gunn. But yeah, this one and the weird timing of it and stuff, I kind of, I'm going to put a little bit of that blame on The Rock. Put a lot of the blame on just how DC was handled before, because it was up in the air whether or not Henry Cavill was coming back, and then it just got weird. But also it's not often I feel bad for somebody who looks like Henry Cavill, but he really did love playing Superman, and it's sad that he doesn't get to. But I'm sure they'll find somebody who could do it justice.
Yeah, justice. That's the word, isn't it?
Pun intended.
Well, Ty, does this make us less enthusiastic about the DCU? Because honestly, one of the favorite characters of this DCEU was Henry Cavill. Like, he was one of the few that we didn't complain about. One of the best movies that DC put out before the Peter Gunn takeover, and I call him Peter Gunn. I'm merging the two together. We're doing a King Force type of merging. They're go tanks. You know what I'm saying? Before they merged, like we all, I can honestly say that next to like Watchmen and Peacemaker, that Man of Steel was hands down like the best like DC project. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the best Superman movie to date, like point blank period. Like the movie is dope. I mean, I even think that if Steph, who probably hasn't seen it, if she watched it, she'd probably be like, I don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she'd give it a chance. But now that the main characters, so to speak, of the DCEU is being ousted, Todd Lean, do you think it's going to affect the bottom line, or do you think it's going to put more pressure on James Gunn to release good content? What do you think is going to be the effect of this, man? What's the ripple?
Well, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think it is going to put a lot of pressure on Peter Gunn's. It's definitely going to put a lot of pressure. I would dare say that Henry Cavill was the most popular superhero and actor within the DC EU. So I would almost equate his popularity to that of a one Tony Stark, Iron Man. So I agree with Tyrone that whenever you're coming in and you want to put your mark on something, you want it to be yours, so you have to probably start from the beginning. I am very, very cautious and very scared. I'm not even going to lie to you. When I heard that Peter Gunn is writing the script for the new Superman movie, I was like, I don't know, because we just talked about this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'm scared. I can honestly say, as a fan, somewhat of a fan, I am a little bit scared about this. And by the way, Henry knew that he was supposed to be doing the role as of October, based on the article. He said as of October, I knew that I was coming back at, this was all, prior to Peter Gunn showing up and everything like that. And, so, I mean.
Yo, well, it's weird because shout out to the comments. We got awards for you, by the way, so don't go nowhere. There's some people in the comment section that have won award that we have awards for. So stick around. But yeah, I think that the weird thing, Yaz, is that like Henry Cavill, man, went from having a great year to having he's like like, he started off the year the Man of Steel. Yeah, he was Superman. The Witcher. Now he's neither. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he was also highly regarded as kind of like this nerd apocalypse who read the books, played the games. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, it's like, oh, he builds computers. Holy shit! And now he's reduced to one Amazon project.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, how you feel, Yaz. I know you a Henry Cavill fan. Are you sad about this news, or are you just happy to see Peter Guns kind of get his just due?
I mean, I'm not happy about this. Like, it's not something I'm excited about. I'm definitely hoping that Netflix, like, you know, realizes, you know, this real quick and picks him back up for The Witcher, you know, so we can have the right Witcher, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the whole reason why they took him out of that, was because he was Superman. So I don't know. It's sad, but I guess I'm kind of excited to see him in new roles. You know, like I told you guys, how many Superman's movies do you need? You know what I mean? Like, he is ultimately like a good Superman, but like, you know, they want probably a younger Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like you could use Tom Welling. He looks just like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just younger. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it like that. It's not like they're pushing him out because of, you know, he's not quality. It's just because of he's getting older. You know what I'm saying? If they want to keep reprising that role, they're going to have to kill him in some way and bring him back to life and do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't
know. Go ahead. Sorry, Seth. I mean, yeah, I didn't mean to step on you.
You're good.
Okay. Well, my thing is this. I don't know if it's because he's getting older. I feel like it's because they just want to go in a different direction. Like, I feel like I feel like there was even a small smidget of hope that he could have been a part of this, but The Rock came in doing The Rock shit and kind of made it like, look, bro, we just want to cut ties with this entire. It's become a mess. Let's break it all down so we can start it all over. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Nolly, that's what they want to do. It's not as much a thing about Henry Cavill as it's a thing about the DCEU, and they feel like they just got to chop off the heads of the snakes to kind of make a whole new. Now, I see the comments. I want to shout out Biddle right quick, and that is funny. Like, James Gunn has been kind of he's kind of being portrayed as like the funny director. You know what I'm saying? Like, you expect now it's going to be like a whole bunch of like dick jokes in the upcoming Superman. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll see. I think he may have range. He's done things before Guardians of the Galaxy. But yes, Nolly, I don't know. Is this going to change anything with the DCU? Is this good news, bad news, or no news, or do we give a shit?
First of all, I don't know if DC is capable of giving us good shit. So we gonna see what happens. Like, the bar is so low that we can only hope for the best from here.
Whoa, that's right. Yeah, I agree. Well, here's what I am a little bit happy about. As you all know, and you know, we ain't gotta talk about this too long, but Michael B. Jordan, one of Steph's boyfriends, is in works with I can't remember who the studios were, but in the works of having a Black Superman project. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be Val Zod or if it's going to be, you know, just a made up character. I would prefer for it to be Val Zod. That would make it, you know, comic book source material. But does this possibly open the doorway or generate more interest for a Black Superman? Steph, would that be something you might be interested in, especially if it's played by Michael B. Jordan?
I'm interested in anything that Michael B. Jordan is doing. It can be a Smurfs film, and I'm going to see it on so yes, but give none of the credit to DC or Superman and all of the credit to Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, we definitely need a Smurfs film, but call it the Blurfs. We need the Blurfs.
The Blurfs.
We need the Blurfs.
The Black Smurfs. Yeah. You have like Koofies and what's up, Ty?
I was just gonna say, have we confirmed whether or not that's still a go? Because that was all prior to them getting there as well. That news about the Michael B. Jordan stuff. So we don't know if they plan on moving forward with that either.
There hasn't been any news since James Gunn and Peter Safran came on, so we're still kind of just waiting to see. I know that was an HBO Max project too, if I'm not mistaken, which has HBO Max has been you know, kind of a mess, and after the acquisition by Discovery, it's been crazy there. So they've been canceling things left and right, especially things you know, that were in sort of the more diverse category. So who knows? Hopefully, it's still happening.
Yeah, I mean, it should still happen, but I mean, there's been a lot of things being canceled. I mean, not Yaz's favorite show, the devil, the bastard son, and the devil, because I know that's her favorite
Netflix,
show.
yeah.
I know that's Netflix, but yeah, that's been canceled. You know, a couple other things have been canceled. But yeah, it does seem like if they leave a void of, if Henry Cavill leaves a void, then Michael B. Jordan could possibly be the one to pick up where that void is being left off. Now, again, this is not a Peter Gunn's project as of right now. This is a Michael B. Jordan spearheaded project. So I'm not expecting it to necessarily get, you know, the same level of news that everybody else is kind of getting right now. But this did happen. Just to kind of add some context, here's the tweet, or here's the note that James Gunn put out. Is Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Amongst those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about the number of exciting possibilities of work together in the future. This feels to me like they both, like there was a bad breakup, but they're telling all their friends it was amicable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they're like, well, we both broke up together. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you there was some stuff going on. Here's Henry Cavill's, here's what he said about the same meeting. Just had a meeting. And evidently he walked right out the meeting and went directly to Twitter or whatever. I don't know. Just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran. And it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman after being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire. Now that felt a little shady.
Loud.
Yeah, a little that there's a little shade in there. But I understand why he did it. I guess it's to provide context as to why he's now saying I'm not going to be there after I just announced that I will be there going forward. So let's say that that's the case. Among those, my bad. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them all involved. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. Here's the continuation. For those who have those who've been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets are for sure still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. Tyrone, did he gracefully exit, or is this him, kind of low-key throwing shade on his way out?
Oh no, I think it's it's a graceful and classy exit. You know, it is what it is. He knows that they're starting something brand new. And I think what he was trying to do with the statement is avoid people saying, oh, James Gunn hates Henry Cavill and, DC's messing up and stuff like that. I think they're trying to avoid that as much as possible, especially when James Gunn was talking about, we talked about exciting possibilities in the future. I think they want us to know that they're not mad, that, yes, they had to go in their separate ways. Maybe they were hugging and crying and, just they had to sit down and have a little tea and, figure things out and stuff. But, I definitely don't think there's as much drama between Henry Cavill and Peter Gunn's as there is, with like The Rock and DC. You know what I mean? I think this one is what they're saying it is. By the way, this picture right here, it looks like the S on his chest stands for sex because he's getting it.
Come on, man. He's midriff right now. Wonder Woman is the lasso of truth is around him. What's up?
I was gonna say I totally disagree with Tyrone. I think this is definitely, he was definitely throwing shade. You don't lose a job to go get another job only to figure out that you don't have the job that you left the other job for. and you're okay with that. Nah, Nick, you don't leave The Witcher to go to be Superman only to find out you're not Superman. Like this, he absolutely was throwing shade. He's just very classy about the way that he throws shade. I will agree there in those regards. But It just seems as though when in that comment that he was basically saying good luck. Like good luck. Yeah, good luck. Everybody knows I was the best. I mean, I don't know if he's necessarily going that far, but I'll say it for him. Everybody knows you were the best Superman. Good luck with trying to find somebody else. I know Yaz mentioned Tom Welling, but Yaz, you'll be surprised to know that Tom Welling is actually older than Henry Cavill. He's 45 years old. So he's 45 years old. Cavill is 39. So Tom is definitely not the one that they would go back to.
What's up, Steph?
Well, thank you for that.
Conspiracy theory. Okay, what if they're filming the new Superman with Henry Cavill right now, and this is DC's way of making it a surprise after The Rock ruined it? Just putting it. I think it's possible.
I think there'd be a lot of happy DC fans.
So I have a question.
Yeah, and Trump's still president.
Why have him show up at the end of Black Adam if he's not going to play Superman anymore?
That was
the Rock
problem. Yeah. Yes, I'm glad you said that. That's one of the problems. It's that should have never happened. And your boy The Rock decided that he's a big enough personality that he's going to interject himself as masters of the universe, so to speak. Which, by the way, that might be a role for Henry Cavill.
What's that?
He-Man.
Oh, He-Man.
I think he'd be a good He-Man.
Prince Adam. I might see that, but anyway. So The Rock took it upon himself to call up his ex-wife, who's Henry Cavill's manager, and coerce along with them outside of the hierarchy of DC, and make it so that he's in the end of the movie to make that movie do better. Now, not only does that reek of insubordination, but also he starts promoting that there's a Henry Cavill appearance in the movie. It's supposed to be a surprise. Remember when you get to the end of a Marvel movie and you're like, oh shit, like Doctor Strange, oh shit, you didn't know. Remember when this is the reason I don't watch trailers. And so he's promoting a surprise, which makes it so he's just bad for marketing. His movie still hasn't broken even. There was rumors that he unfollowed the franchises online. He was there following them to begin with, evidently, at least on Instagram. So it's a whole thing. So yes, it's a whole mess. But I think that's why Peter Guns are in place, because their job is to bring cohesiveness to this unit that is DC. As of this point, it's been sporadic. It's all over the place. And so what I also read is Tyrone and I discussed over playing some Avengers earlier this week, that Peter Safran is more of the producing side, and it's looking like James Gunn is more of the creative vision side of this whole project. So we'll see how this goes. But one thing we can definitely say is that it's not like Henry Cavill is going off into the darkness without anything to do. He has already been tapped to play Warhammer, which is a video game. Video games are starting to be the new books. Like taking stories from the video games and putting them on screen is starting to kind of make them into the new books. What's up, Nolly?
Warhammer actually started off as a tabletop game like D&D, and then they made video games about it, and he's actually producing it as well as starring in it.
Oh
wow. Okay, go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, quick question. Will I understand this movie if I haven't seen the other 39,999 Warhammers? Do I need to go back and watch them all?
Nolly?
Get out.
All right. Well, I don't know what that's all about, but here's a little bit of news that kind of can help us break down what's going on with Henry Cavill and the Warhammer project.
Henry Cavill may not be donning a red cape, but he has set his sights on his next move. This episode of THR News is brought to you by Season 2 of Hulu's Only Murders in the Building. Now for your awards consideration. The actor who officially hung up his Man of Steel cape after Warner Brothers announced that it's going in a new Superman direction is attached to star in and executive produce a series adaptation of Warhammer 40,000 for Amazon. The project is based on the popular science fiction fantasy miniature war game. No writers or showrunners are attached as of yet. Warhammer is comparable to Dungeons and Dragons, but also features intricate miniatures that players can place and move around a model-constructed battlefield or world. The game's setting is 40,000 years into the future where things are pretty dark. Human civilization has stopped progressing and is in an unending war with aliens, magical beings, gods, and demons. Cavill is known to be a Warhammer fan and paints figures. Because the project is in such early stages, this is not the official next gig for Cavill. Elsewhere, Cavill recently announced that he was exiting the lead role in Netflix's The Witcher. For more on the story, head to thr.com. And for the latest entertainment news and updates, keep watching the Hollywood.
You will continue to watch the New Blerd Order. That's right. So anyway, so Nolly, as somebody who's not really big into Warhammer, could you kind of just tell us what we can expect? What is Warhammer? I mean, I know there's people in the comments that are hella familiar with this. I'm not as familiar with the game, board game or the online game. What is this? What's Warhammer?
It's basically a tabletop game, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. You have campaigns that you play, you have your figurines, spells, etc. It's a lot to get into. I've tried over the years, and it's just so hard for me because the ADHD be kicking in. It's just a lot going on. Like Dungeons and Dragons is way easier, but I've always liked to go and watch Warhammer gameplay because it's just so interesting and it's so intricate, and their setups are like freaking ginormous. It's like a whole ass battle scene with like minifigures. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of curious as to like what kind of story they're gonna put for it, but you know, we can only hope that it's a new great thing for him since we're not getting anything else we were promised. I'm not bitter.
Yeah. Well, one thing I don't think is going to be a problem is him being in work and him maintaining his following. Yeah. I mean, even though there's been some controversy about some of the people he's dated and, you know, the age difference between them and all that, which I think is kind of messed up, you know. Yeah. But I think that one thing Henry Cavill does not have to worry about is support for whatever his next project is. Whatever he turns up for, we're going to show up. We're going to watch it. His fans, ex-Superman fans, all of that. The only thing that I have a little bit before we move on, hold on, Ty, I'll get to you right quick. The only problem I have with this decision is that I feel like Peter Guns, and yes, by the way, to the comment section, I want to quickly reply to Lisa. Yes, we have officially merged the two of these characters together. Peter Safran and James Gunn come together in the Dragon Ball Z world, and they have formed Peter Guns. That's what we're going to
canon now. We just need another N. We just need another N in there, and we're good.
That's what it is, Peter Gunn. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that I think that could have been done a little better is I think that Superman as Henry Cavill could have been used to tie in to help usher in the younger Superman. Like I think there's a missed opportunity there. What do you think, Ty?
I absolutely do. And as I was sitting here listening to everything and you know, processing everything that you were saying, I came to this conclusion, right? So what if the whole plan in essence was to come and sabotage DC? And Peter Guns is the plan, because you literally went over there and destroyed everything. And guess what you did? You now opened it. I mean, not that it was ever closed, but you definitely opened the door for Marvel to swoop in and snatch up a Henry Cavill, snatch up a possible. They might not snatch up in, but there's possibilities as to who they may snatch up. But it's like I totally agree with you. Like if there was ever one person or one thing to hold on to, like as a foundational piece, that would have been Henry Cavill. Without a doubt, that would have been Henry Cavill. I mean, he has the fanfare, he has the acting chops. You know, he's good looking. He epitomizes Superman. I mean, like it just starts to look to me like I'm starting to be like, Peter Guns. You have some questions to answer, sir.
I guess that would make you and Steph like in the conspiracy or in the nerd anon category. I don't know, man. I think that Marvel, by the way, I want to remind y'all that Marvel did this Marvel's the reason why James Gunn is working with DC. Lest we not forget that James Gunn years back was being ousted in the whole cancellation, like when the cancellation thing was at its height. Oh shoot, I'm losing my internet.
Marty, don't leave, Marty.
All right, well, listen. When James Gunn was damn near fired, was basically fired from Guardians of the Galaxy because he tweeted some stuff about, you know, his shower head not working and it feeling like he was being peed on by an 8-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? It really, you know, and then Drax came out and was like, look, if James Gunn doesn't direct Guardians of the Galaxy, then count me out. And the cast kind of stood up for him. That was when when James Gunn was able to kind of be swept in the middle of the night by DC, and they got him for the Suicide Squad project, the second one, which actually was it was better than the first. I'm not gonna say it was great, but it was better than the first Suicide Squad. And Idris Elba's character and some of the characters in that Suicide Squad were really, really dope. And I think that actually talks about Idris Elba's character getting his own little spinoff, possibly. But that's what happened. Then they got him back for Guardians of the Galaxy. But by that time, he realizes, oh, snap, I have room to be of more influence in the DC universe. And I think that's when they finally was like, oh, snap, you know what? Let's give James some more clout so that he doesn't go run back to the Marvel Studios. That way we can kind of compete with them, because his projects, unlike all the others, have actually generated more interest, more success, and have gotten higher ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. So I think that's where we're headed with this. What's up, Tyrone?
Yeah, just a quick thought. I think one of the biggest things James Gunn and Peter Safran and Peter Gunz will be able to do, and one of the biggest reasons they were brought to DC, is to get rid of the Zack Snyder-ification of DC. I think they're going to completely want to distance themselves as much as possible from that old Zack Snyder DC universe, which was dark and dreary, and, you know, just it had that feel to it, and they want to actually bring it into just give it a better look. I think that that a lot of the damage that was done in DC was actually Zack Snyder's fault. If I'm being completely honest, I know there are a lot of Snyder fans out there who would disagree with me, but I think once they started going down that path and they stayed down that path, it was the beginning of the end for DC.
Man, Ty, what's up? I disagrey completely.
Yeah,
with
I totally do too.
The Snyderverse. Yeah.
No, I think while I liked Man of Steel, I think everything that happened after Man of Steel with Zack Snyder was to DC's detriment.
Well, yeah, but was it Zack Snyder's fault? It sounded like you're faulting Zack.
He was the director of Justice League, and for a while, and then the Justice League Snyder cut was just 4 hours of Zack Snyder garbage, in my opinion. And
wow.
And even the other movies from other directors kind of had that Zack Snyder imprint on them, because they had to fit in this like dark universe and stuff. And so I think we're going to see a very, very different DC universe. And I've definitely been clear, I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. So
Oh, you think Tyrone, bad Ty?
Yeah. So I think we talked about this a long time ago when we were talking about Justice League, and I still stand on this. Zack Snyder's cut would have not been received the way that it would have been received had it come out first. You had a cut that was half done, or not even half done, partially done, and then you had another director come in and add his little spin to everything, and people did not like it at all. What it caused Zack to do, because he didn't like it either, was go and do that 4-hour cut, because he had to go and show all of the things that were taken out of his movie and everything like that. You wouldn't have had to do that had you had done the movie first and been able to complete the movie first. But because you were trying to show everybody basically that this was not what I intended, like this is what, I'm saying, that's where the 4-hour cut came in. I don't think that movie would have been 4 hours, a 4-hour movie, prior to him having his whatever was going on, because I don't know the full content of what was going on, which caused him to not be able to finish directing the movie. But to say for at any point in time that Zack Snyder is the reason that DC has had his troubles, that's a farce. DC has had their troubles. DC has had their troubles well before Zack Snyder and well after Zack Snyder. I don't like
DC
I
was
don't
running
like
the game for a while. Marvel was not the top, was not the king. DC came off of Christopher Nolan's Batman. They were riding high. Man of Steel did well. People had some problems with it because Superman killed Zod and that kind of thing, and it didn't have a lot of color in the movie and stuff. But then when they started relying purely on Zack Snyder, that's when things started going downhill. Batman versus Superman, that was the biggest misstep. That was the big and the first misstep, and it's just went downhill from there. I think Zack Snyder gets too much credit for being some kind of genius when he's just not. For me, he's just another Tim Burton. He's a one-trick pony.
Our comment section is informing us that looks like his son died during the editing. I don't know how relevant that is, but I also want to bring to the conversation the fact that Joss Whedon was the one who originally did the first Justice League, and Zack Snyder came in and re-edited it. Joss
Whedon finished it. Yeah, finished it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. So it's and I still am in the vast minority of, and I'm disagreeing with Lisa here. I still don't think Batman versus Superman. I'm the only person on earth who thinks that the last Airbender wasn't terrible, who thinks that Batman versus Superman wasn't terrible, who thinks
you like that Fantastic Four reboot too, though.
I did like the Fantastic Four reboot, and mainly because
that's my case, Your Honor.
Victor Von Doom is ridiculously powerful in that movie.
He's powerful, but that was a terrible Doom.
It was
he was powerful, and that's it. But that was a terrible Doom otherwise.
All right. Look, sound off in the comments, please. Let us know, man, if y'all agree. Tell us, do y'all fuck with Zack Snyder? Do y'all think he's the epitome of trash, like Tyrone does? Do y'all think that let us know, man. Are we off? I mean, I don't know. Me and Ty, Bad Ty, seem to be on the same page about Zack Snyder not being like a demon. I think that's actually, I think Zack Snyder provided a better look for, even though the scripts may not have been that great. He doesn't write the scripts, he directs them. I think that his vision, it actually was very dope. I cannot stress how dope I thought Man of Steel was, and I didn't think that they could make a better movie with Superman, because I'm frankly over Superman. But when I saw what Krypton looked like, when I saw his dad, Cal, not Cal, dang, what's his dad's name again? Jor-El. And Michael, what's his name as Zod? It was just
Man of Steel was good. Yeah,
Man of Steel, and that's a Snyder movie, right? If I'm not mistaken. So
yes.
Well,
two things. I believe it was a good movie, but I think after that, it was all downhill.
It's a hit or miss, and that's the problem. I mean, they remade the first stupid Justice League movie, and they added 2 extra hours for what? You know what I'm saying? It's just it needs a lot of work. That's the problem with Zack Snyder. You can't just put out a movie and it still need a lot of work. So they're tired of half-ass shit, and that's the problem. He sometimes makes things good, sometimes it's half-ass. So I don't know. I'm kind of happy he's out, but with everything going on with James Gunn and the changes being made, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just sitting back and I'm like Michael Jackson, eating popcorn in the movie theater, just waiting to see what's
I got you.
happen and stir up next. That's where I'm at.
Well, I tell you one thing, one movie and one franchise that is not having any problems in this realm is Black Panther. As we all see, it is getting the award nominations that we expected. We did call for our ambassador of Black Panther, Queen Ramonda, to get her awards and her flowers. And she is, of course, listed at the top as a nominee for Best Supporting Actress. Now, Stephanie, I don't know who she's up against, but what happens if Queen Ramonda does not get this award? Also, do you think that I'm with that too? Do you think that this is enough awards? I mean, costume design, all of that, but where's best movie? You know what I'm saying? Where's best casting? Is this sufficient? Are we happy with these nominations, Steph, or could they have done more?
I mean, that's a complicated question. I generally have low expectations when it comes to white people acknowledging the brilliance of what Black folks have done. So it's hard to say like what's a nod. I'm really happy that Angela got the nod. I think the movie fully deserves the best movie nom. I didn't expect it. I don't expect it. It's Black and it's Marvel, so it's double like, oh no, to the Hollywood elite. So I mean, I'm glad Angela got the nod, and I'm not thinking too hard about anything else. I have generally low expectations.
Okay. All right. Well, I honestly, I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but I frankly think that there's no way that they can deny the awards for this, especially because this movie was basically a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And Hollywood, the Academy Awards, the SAG, all of them, they love anything that makes you sad. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So this is a movie that is right. It's almost like giving the awards to Queen Ramonda, to Ryan Coogler, to Shuri. I know I'm using their stage names, their movie names, but it's almost like giving them an award is giving Chadwick Boseman an award. Am I far off base, Ty? You agree with me? I see you nodding. Is that
absolutely
right?
Absolutely. I think it just goes to speak to his legacy and everything like that. And I think you're at the end of it all, you're still honoring the work that he put in to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like that is a popular consensus amongst Hollywood and amongst critics, is that they all realize that this man died. This man literally died to bring us a character that we never knew we needed. And I'm not saying that from the Black perspective, because we know we needed it, but I'm just talking about just from a comic book perspective. They the fact that he was able to bring the level of class and the level of just regalness to a character. We never looked at a Thor who was a god with this regality. You know what I mean? You just, there's a certain level of respect for Chadwick Boseman and the Black Panther, and I just think that it only is going to prove that by nominating this movie for multiple awards. But one award I didn't see them nominated for, and I'm very upset with that, is Best Director. Why is Ryan Coogler's name not up there for Best Director? Why is the soundtrack for Best Soundtrack not up there for Best Soundtrack? They got. Go ahead.
I think it did get a nomination for the best song for a soundtrack, but yeah, you're right, not best soundtrack. And I'm gonna keep it real. This soundtrack pales in comparison to the first movies by Kendrick Lamar. So, and by that regard, I would say soundtrack maybe not, but director absolutely, because I mean the vision to have Chadwick Boseman and his off-screen persona merge with T'Challa is brilliant, in my opinion. And I mean, it's still moving. And I mean, the funny thing is, online right now is a lot of folks like, hell yeah, you're damn right, Queen Ramonda deserves all of them accolades. Damn right, Black Panther better get all them awards. So anyway, how's Black Adam doing? That's just like, people
look pissed off.
And well, I don't know. We'll see how it does. But not to shout ourselves out, but we will be doing our own awards, the Blerdys, once again toward the end of this broadcast. So nobody go anywhere, as we will be announcing our favorites for this year in the inaugural Blerdys, y'all. So don't go nowhere, as we're going to get into that in a little bit. But for right now, in addition to Marvel's Black Panther making some news, there have been other projects that have been making some news as well. Y'all know I'm a huge, who's my favorite character? Does anybody any idea who my
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
I don't know.
Spider-Man. I got it tattooed on my head. No, I'm just playing that. But yeah, man, Spider-Man is coming out across the Spiderverse in a couple of months, and we actually have a new trailer here to talk about it. I don't normally watch trailers. I might even shut my eyes during this one, but let's go ahead and give it a quick gander and see what they tell me. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's a Spider-Man. What do you think? Come on, let's do it. All right, come on. Let's see what's about.
Better watch it, Vince.
Green Goblin shows
up at the close of
night. Let's not giving away anything. It's a teaser. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Okay,
you'll be fine.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
You'll be all right, Vince. Watch it.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I can hear you being quiet, Mom.
I hope I didn't ice your game, man.
No one my age says those words in that order.
It's just hard to see my little man not being my little boy all the time.
Yeah.
For years, I've been taking care of this little boy. Making sure he's loved, that he feels like he belongs wherever he wants to be. He wants to go out into the world and do great big things.
Not bad, kid.
And what I worry about most,
I love you, Miles,
is they won't look out for you like us.
Miles!
Want to get out of here? Wherever you go from here, you have to promise to take care of that little boy for me. Make sure he never forgets where he came from. And he never doubts that he is loved. And he never lets anyone tell him that he doesn't belong there. You gotta promise, Miles.
I promise.
Who do you think you are? Really?
We are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
Oh shit! Yo! Is that Valerie? Is that Valerie?
I think they just went. I think that's Jessica, but they just used the Valerie as the inspiration for Jessica Drew. So I think they just kind of
back to New Rock Stars. I'm Jessica Clemens, and Sony Pictures Entertainment just released.
My bad. Little carryover there. So you're saying that they're using Valerie's image, but as Jessica Drew.
Yeah. Well, and I think the first Jessica Drew, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me in the comments, but I think the first Jessica Drew was actually the first Spider-Woman was a black woman. That was
first
Valerie.
Spider-Woman,
and
yes.
then they threw Jessica Drew in there. So yeah, so it's an unrace swap.
I'm not mad at that. But yo, I saw Spider-Man 2099. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oscar Isaac is playing him, by the way.
Yep.
So I heard that there was going to be I heard Spider-Punk was in this joint. It was going to be played by Daniel Kaluuya. I'm hearing a lot of things that are very interesting with the production. Sorry, guys. And it's making me even more interested than I already was. I'm glad that it didn't really. I mean, it's spoiled. I did see Spider-Man 2099. I would have liked to see all this stuff in the movies. I ain't gonna lie, it's all good. But I mean, yo, it's so much stuff to break down. Can we just kind of break down this trailer for a second? I'm just gonna run it back again real quick. So we got Miles Morales' mom. For some reason, I don't know why. His dad. Here's something that some of the comics don't depict them as the same last name. Like his dad has his last name is Morales for whatever reason. But I like this scene here. I like the fact. What
did you say? For whatever reason.
Right. Well, I mean,
listen. Now you know us as black people. We don't always get married right off the top. We might be together 20 years before we be like, all right, fuck it.
Common law, right?
Yeah, we be common law for a long time. Like, shit, come on now.
All right. But I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in it. One thing that the Miles Morales movie is going to have that other movies is not going to have is the scrutiny based on the diversity casting. And by that I don't mean like the diversity of of the voices. But I mean, like, for instance, I can already hear Minnie's voice or folks saying, like, the Puerto Rican, his Puerto Rican mom, is she depicted the right way? All these different factors that typically are not necessarily an issue in the white led cast, but the cast itself looks to be fairly promising. It looks like we do have a decent cast. Let's see if we can get them on the screen here. I've got Shamik Moore once again returns. Y'all remember him from that movie Dope. Yep. Looks like Oscar Isaac is going to be our Spider-Man 29. That's crazy. Like, I can't believe Jessica Drew is being played by Issa Rae, but she looks like Valerie the Librarian, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all, anybody who's not familiar with the Spider-Man lore, Valerie the Librarian was the very first Spider-Man woman, a black woman who was in the Spider-Man comics, one of the earlier comics. She found his costume. All right, she didn't have no powers, and she started using it to save people. And so she was technically like the first Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's dope that they're giving that role to Issa Rae. And they've recreated her character. And Issa Rae ain't gonna do it if it ain't gonna make black folks look good. So we can already trust her. We've got Luna, we've got Daniel Kaluuya as Spider-Punk, we've got Haley returning as Gwen Stacy. It's looking pretty promising, man. I don't see anything that would deter me from this movie, and it also has that gritty animation effect that's kind of nuanced too. That intergalactic type of animation effect going on. I'm interested to see what the villain's going to be. It looks like the villain is going to be another Spider-Man from another universe, but I don't necessarily know what to expect here. I think it's fair to say, Nolly, that the Enter the Spider-Verse, the Across the Spider-Verse projects are Sony's saving grace as it pertains to Spider-Man productions. Because other than that, they've been doing ever since this Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was actually not given a lot of good reviews. I still thought it was good. I thought, Jamie Foxx's character maybe could have been a little better, but this could very well be what makes not dismiss Sony as a good arbiter of Spider-Man content. What you think, Nolly?
No, I totally agree. I really feel like the Spider-Verse is what saves Sony when it comes to their Marvel content. 100%. And the fact that this is only part 1 and the trailer is looking dope as fuck, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Y'all think Morbius going to show up in Spider-Verse?
I don't know. If not, maybe Mephisto will. We'll see. But I do want to say something real quick about this, and then we can kind of move on to some other things. Sony, if I could, let me talk to Sony real quick. Sony, come here. Let me holler at you real quick. Sony. Now, I'm so happy and thrilled that y'all are able to capitalize on the Spider-Verse franchise, but I just also like to make you aware that these characters in the Spider-Verse, dang it, I'm blurry. Stupid. These characters in the Spider-Verse can also exist in live action form. Instead of trying to capitalize on Spider-Man's villains like Madam Web and Venom and Carnage, there is actually a Spider-Man clone by the name of Ben Reilly who ends up being the Scarlet Spider that we can look into. There's the Black Spiders saga. There's Spider-Man 2099. There's the Amazing Sensational. There's a whole host of different Spider-Men that you can do that doesn't have to be the traditional Spider-Man. I say let the MCU get Spider-Man and let's start looking into some of the other types of Spider-Man that we have out there. The Miles Moraleses. You're literally doing a Miles Morales animated movie. Sony, if you really want to start getting our attention, then stop doing stupid ass Spider-Man projects like Madam Web. It's not going to make any movie unless you didn't spend any on it. So please don't disrespect my Spider-Man like that. All right. And and then maybe we can still be friends. All right. So sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Because I'm sorry, there's way too many Spider-Men at this point. And I honestly think that if they just moved to Ben Reilly, I don't know if y'all read the Clone Saga, more than likely not. But Ben Reilly is the Scarlet Spider, the guy with he's got the cut off sleeves,
like the hoodie on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there's a whole comic book I could call it a season, so to speak, where Peter Parker finds out that he wasn't the original Spider-Man and that Ben Reilly actually was the original Spider-Man and Peter Parker was a clone. Now, after reading the seasons, you learn that doesn't end up that way. But Ben Reilly, blonde-head, blue-eyed Ben Reilly, ends up going off and Spider-Man retires. Peter Parker retires to home life and Ben Reilly becomes a new Spider-Man. I think that's a better way for Sony to go about the Spider-Man universe. But that's just me.
I do just want to correct you on one thing. I believe the correct term for multiple Spider-Men is Spider-Men's. Just wanted to put that out there.
Spider-Men.
Yeah, them Spider-Men's.
Hey, was it me, y'all, or because I know nobody probably paid any attention to this, but did the mom sound like Nolly?
Exactly like Nolly. Exactly like Nolly.
Thank you, Tyrone. I was like, yo,
so I just looked that up too, like because I was curious who the mom was. You know who the mom is?
Nolly.
Okay, so
Nolly.
did you guys watch Dexter at all?
Yes.
Okay, so you know in the first seasons of Dexter, the Lieutenant Guardia.
Yeah.
That's who plays the mom.
I love her. That's awesome.
Right. I was like,
she sounded like Nolly. I heard Nolly. All I heard was Nolly. I was about to say something during the stream. I was like, Nolly, you didn't tell us you was in the movie. Like, yo, Nolly, that sound like you, yo.
Mm-hmm.
You.
Well, not anymore. No, now you don't sound like anything.
Now we don't know what Nolly sounds like. Now you muted Nolly.
I don't. This close with my ass.
Oh my god!
You could have told us you had a part in the Amazing across.
Look, it was supposed to be a surprise. I was supposed to pull up and be like, "Hey y'all want red carpet ticket?" Like, yeah. You'll be like, "How you got them?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I got connections." And then you see the credits, and then it's me, and I'm like,
"Yeah, you the Spider Mama." By the way, another speaking of Spider Mamas, Jessica Drew's pregnant in this movie.
Oh,
what?
Yep, her character's pregnant.
I'm that baby's pappy.
Tyler, man, it's just all right, man. All right, well, listen, that's fascinating. An actively pregnant Spider Woman, swinging through the suites to get carnation milk and possibly who knows, what's that stuff? All right, it's been a long time since I had a baby. What's that? All right, jokes gone.
Creatine for the kids.
It don't matter. No, you don't. You don't want to see. Oh, come on, man. That's pretty.
Who doesn't want to see that?
That's your good point. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. Well, I don't know if we're gonna see that, and plus, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone, Kirby. I'm gonna leave that one alone because we discussed in the they did talk about in the No Way Home movie how Peter Parker original has web fluid coming out of all his body parts. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what exactly the insemination process is as it pertains to certain Spider-Man. So we'll see, man.
What if she has like a whole bunch of babies? Like spiders.
Like spider eggs. She's like arachnophobia comes into play.
Spider-Man said, "Oh, thwip, goddamn."
He's like, all right, now push, and it's just like a giant web. I'm just like,
Yo, so Vince, can we just talk about the level of excitement that we have? Because what does this mean? Like it almost feels like we're getting closer and closer to that live action. You know what I'm saying? Miles Morales. Like it just seems like, you know what I mean? The more success that these Spider-Verse movies have, and these are just animated, like everybody's already been calling for it. They're like, when we getting Miles. Yeah. And then we know we getting Secret Wars, and I had the pleasure of reading that comic, and I'll tell you, Miles is in that comic.
Miles plays a huge part. For those who are not in the know comic book wise, Miles is the new hot shit in the Marvel comics. Like he killed. All right, in the Civil War, Captain America and him butt heads. Let's just say that, and he ends up being like the leader of like the Avengers. He's a larger than life character as far as the future of Marvel is concerned. So it's only right that he starts to make way to the big screen. And I happen to believe of the belief, Ty, that the next 3 Tom Holland projects will start to usher in an on-screen Miles Morales. I mean, we've already seen the tea leaves. In Homecoming, we got Aaron his Uncle Aaron was in it, and he was played by your boy Donald Glover, which also he has some news that he broke recently as well. So we got to talk about that, and also just the fact that Tom Holland is basically it feels like he's trying to kind of get up out of the franchise now, and so he even said in a quote, maybe it's time for us to pass the baton to Miles Morales. I'm paraphrasing. What's up, Yaz?
So, wasn't at like the last Spider-Man movie, wasn't the kid from Blackish, like the little boy that's now grown up, wasn't he like in the limelight, like taking pictures and stuff like that for like possible, contenders for Miles Morales?
I would say that he was on the internet and he was speculated as a potential casting for it, but nobody has been like officially, I mean, I think that we discussed him being a good candidate because I think he has some Latin roots. And there's some other
who my thought is. You know who my thought is. I'll never change from that dude.
Well, here's a problem. Like everybody that we've selected, if this keeps going on, they might be too old by the time Miles Morales gets shot. So, I mean, there's the possibility that everybody we want to see as Miles Morales may never end up coming onto the big screen either way.
Well, Vince, to that point, I don't know about that because we saw Miles as a child in the first, and we see him as a teenager in this one. So by the time he gets to the live action, he can be an adult.
Well, I don't think that they're going to. It'll be a mistake, in my opinion, for the Marvel on screen for the live actions to be like an extension of the Across the Spider-Verses, because there's no way they'll be able to compete with themselves. It'll be a mistake. They need to do either a Miles Morales origin story or they need to give us a Miles Morales story, but they don't need to give us Miles Morales that just came out of the Across the Spider-Verse. Because it's an animated series and it's kind of considered outside of the MCU. We're looking for MCU.
Oh, is it canon though?
What, like Miles Morales being in the what?
I mean, the way that they're doing the animated series, is it canon as far as following what's going on in the comics?
It's not MCU canon.
It's not MCU canon.
Yeah, it could be because of the multiversal element. It could they could make it canon. And then just be like, none of these people are MCU. They're just none of these people are 616. They're just other universe Spider-Man or whatever. And then Secret Wars could be the thing that brings Miles in, but I doubt they would go with that universe's Miles.
The only reason I said that, is because of what you just said, Tyrone. Because of the multiversal aspect in WandaVision, when they were flowing through those worlds. At one point, they did flow through an animated world.
Yeah, they did.
So
in Doctor Strange.
In Doctor Strange. In Doctor Strange. So that's why I said, like, if they still have that concept going, and we know that Miles enters into the Secret Wars. Well, I don't know if he enters into it in the MCU, but I know he does in the comic book. And we see him a lot more before that anyway, in other things. So I'm just saying.
I'm not 57, bro, but thanks. That's my favorite. But yeah, one time for Kermit. Kermit's been coming in here lately, man, and it's been good to see him. Hilarious dude, the comic guy, good friend, man. Sorry to see you go, but we'll definitely still be looking at your comments. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think that there's a lot of room to play around with. All I know is that if they cannot botch the Miles Morales unveiling, he's the heartbeat of Marvel as far as I'm concerned right now. So they take their time. Marvel, MCU, Kevin Feige, take your time. Get Miles Morales right. Don't take forever, but get it right, because it's going to be hell to pay if you don't get him right. Kind of like go ahead, Tyrone.
I think the biggest question there is, does Sony even allow MCU to have Miles Morales? I think that's going to be the biggest question ultimately.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that brings up a good question. Does Sony have? Because as far as I was concerned, the original Sony contract was simply for Spider-Man. They didn't actually.
Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and any like a Spider.
And
so Sony had
Spider-Man.
Yes, the only reason that Tom Holland is in the MCU is because Sony basically is like, hey, Marvel Studios, y'all could do this. We're going to get our money for this, but here's Spider-Man, and have him and do what you will with him. But that's an agreement that they have, and that's why Sony's still making all these other movies because they're like, this is ours, and we want you to know that this is ours. So we're gonna put out Morbius, and we're gonna put out Craven and shit like that. So maybe Sony will be stingy. I hope not, but that's still a question that lingers out there.
They'll have to adjust their custody agreement.
Well, hopefully they go by the same plan that Tyrone just kind of alliterated about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's all about a money and a profit stance, like, you know, you're going to profit from having him in the MCU. There's no question about it. If you see the level of success you've had with Tom Holland, it only makes sense to do the same thing with a Miles Morales. I mean, you just said right now, like, it seems like through the comic books, he's a focal point.
But that's also the same company that re-released Morbius in theaters. So like, they're not always doing the smart thing. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just expect them to be smart.
Yeah, but did the MCU even want Morbius though? Is the question. Like, it's
well, that's what I'm saying. The fact that Morbius even existed as a movie shows that Sony isn't smart necessarily.
The movie was not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Tyrone is the only hater of that movie.
Let's take a poll. Morbius or Black Adam?
Black Adam.
Ooh, Black
Adam was a better movie than Morbius.
I'd go Black Adam too. Black Adam
only because, like, you know, I mean, listen, I don't know if that's fair. Like, Morbius was compared to Black Adam, a low budget project.
The story was better in Morbius than it was in Black Adam. I'm just saying.
I'll say that.
Multiple heroes. There was multiple heroes in Black Adam as well.
Black Adam.
And Morbius, it was kind of just standalone. It was just him.
The best thing you can say about the story of Morbius is that they kind of had a story. That's the best thing you can say about the Morbius story.
And that Matt Smith did his thing. All right, don't discount that man.
Oh no, yeah, he was fine. He was the best part of that. It's like, what was the best part of having the flu? It was like, I got to rest. That was Matt Smith. Matt Smith was the taking a nap of that movie.
All right. Well, we ain't got too much time. Let's get through a couple more of these things real quick, man. I just wanted to holler at y'all about the fact that we do know that not too long ago, I think this week or last week, they did begin the production of the Joker 2 movie, which some could argue was never really was nobody was asking for, but it came out. You know what I'm saying? It came out. But I think that the thing that's making me really look into this movie as something I'm looking forward to is the official casting of Harley Quinn, excuse me, as Lady Gaga, excuse me, as Harley Quinn, which I frankly think is going to increase. Is gonna bring this movie up a level. Now, what does that mean for Margot Robbie? I don't know, but it is official. Lady Gaga is Harley Quinn. What's up, Nali?
Isn't this movie a musical?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that part. Okay, so
her face. Oh my god.
All right, now
I love musicals, but not everything got to be a musical. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can even Joker sing? Like, have we ever heard?
Well, wasn't he like Johnny Cash or something in a movie?
Yep, he was.
Johnny. Okay, all right, you're right. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure if it's going to be like a musical like Hamilton, or if it's going to be one of those things where the musical is where it's not a musical, but it's a movie with a lot of music in it, especially being that we have Lady Gaga as the Harley Quinn. I don't know.
She's gonna do a song called Joker Face.
That's what you took. Oh, I had that written down. He's in my set list. Yeah, man. But let me ask y'all this, man. I'm gonna put this up, and I just want y'all to help me. Just give me a poll. If you're excited for Joker 2, raise your hand. If you're not, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, give me a thumbs down. If you like whatever, give me in the middle. All right, we got 3, 2, 1. Oh, dang. Whoa. Hold on, we got 2 no votes. All right, we got Nolly. Damn, I'm the only one looking for. Yo,
Stephen Yaz abstained.
I
already guessed why Stephanie doesn't like.
If I was a guy, I would have 3 thumbs down. That's all I'm saying.
right. For our children viewers, y'all can figure that out when you get older. Hopefully you don't have any. But yo, Tyrone, I would have thought that you would at least, been curious, but not at all interested at all.
No, I was curious about the first one, and then I was like, all right, like, okay, fine. And then I was just like, I hope none of this happens anymore. I don't know. I didn't like taking the Joker out of like a comic book element and putting him in this, in this real world to just like play in this real world. It didn't hit for me. Like, I get it. He's a good actor. He did a good job acting in the movie and stuff, but right. I don't know. I was just like, why are we doing this? And I'm like, why are we doing this again? And yeah, so I'm not really excited about it.
Okay. Ty, you feel the same way?
Absolutely. I wasn't that impressed with the first Joker movie at all. Like I again, I agree with Tyrone when it came to his acting. Joaquin is a very good actor. He does stuff like that a lot too. I've seen him in a lot of other stuff too that he's done those kind of roles. But yeah, it just didn't hit for me. And now that y'all are telling me that it's a possible musical, I'm definitely good. I'm very much opposed to musicals at this point in my life. They were cool when I was a kid and all of that stuff. That was all we had to watch was like musicals and stuff, and I could get into it. But now as an adult, like I don't have to. So so I'm not gonna do that to myself. And to each his own, but not me. I'm good.
My question
Lady
is
Gaga, Margot Robbie is a very good Harley Quinn. She's an extreme. Like there's no come on, man. This is sabotage at this point. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right. So you agree with that? Yes.
100%, I agree. Margaret, I would choose Margot over anybody to be like Harley Quinn, to be honest with you. I feel like she fits that role the best. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I'm not excited for Lady Gaga to play this. And also, it's going to be a musical. This is going to be the most manic depressive fucking musical I've ever heard in my damn. So I don't know. I am not excited for the most depressing, psychotic musical I'm ever going to see and hear in my life. And it's going to have some crazy ass, I'm assuming kinky type shit in it too, because it's Harley Quinn and the Joker. So I don't know. I'm I'll watch it, but I'll wait for it to come out on Fire Stick. I'm not going to go to the movie theater.
It looks like a music video.
Or like
that's because they took the Lady Gaga music video and spliced it with some Joker footage and did this fan made kind of thing.
I'm glad it wasn't just me then. I was like, this looks like a music video.
Hey, so Steph, what's the heart like? What is it that causes you? I have an assumption, but what is it that causes you to have zero interest in this movie, or is there anything the Joker could do to make you want to watch it?
Absolutely not. The Joker is like, Alexa, play white male fragility.
Okay.
All right. I can dig it. Well, I'm personally in the camp of Lady Gaga. I don't hate the depiction of Harley Quinn by Margot Robbie. I'm not saying she did a bad job. I think she did what she was called to do. She definitely looks the part. But there is a hint. There is something about Lady Gaga and her bringing a higher level of performance to that role that I believe. The only thing, I didn't like the Joker movie. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't understand why it was being made. I don't understand why we have to have so many Jokers. We had a Joaquin Phoenix. We had your boy that was Morbius. Names I don't do very well. We had Jared Leto. But and of course, we all still miss Heath Ledger. We had your boy Jerome. What's his name? Jerome in Gotham. So it's like so many different Jokers, and so hopefully Peter Guns can help shore this up. But I actually thought that at the end of Joker, it showed some promise to being maybe a better movie for sequel. And as Harley Quinn with Lady Gaga, I just see it being more of an Academy. I mean, the movie won hella Academy Awards, despite all of our not necessarily liking it that much. And I just think that Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is comical, and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn is Academy Award winning. I don't see Harley Quinn winning any awards as Margot Robbie. Not to take from Margot Robbie, but it's the way they write her as kind of like a comical character, which I know she is in the series and in the comics and all of that. But there's a level of depth there that they never explored. You know, when she was actually a doctor. You know, she was a doctor. You know, what's up, Ty?
I was just gonna say, isn't this a separate entity than the from the DC U? This is
not DCU.
This is not under Peter.
No, it's not Peter's Gunn.
Peter Gunn. Okay, I just want to make sure because, like, yeah, no, like I just I loved Lady Gaga in that movie with
Bradley Cooper.
I don't.
A Star Is Born.
Yeah, but that played to what she does. She was a singer, and it wasn't a musical, but it made sense. It made sense. Now, if that was the case, I'm all for it. I'm down for Lady Gaga in a role like that. But if this is a musical, I'm not here for it. If this is just a movie, I'll check it out. But I'm not over here like, you know, just hammering for a Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I'm just not. It's just.
Can I ask you a quick question? Why she look from like the little girl from Sia in this clip right here?
That's a music video that it potentially could have been modeled after that.
Yeah, this isn't actual footage. This is just for the record. This is spliced footage from a few. This isn't actually from the movie. Okay, not all of it. So it's made to look so. This is from people who don't have a lot of time during the day to do productive things, and they can make movies, trailers that confuse the average layman. What's up, Tyrone?
I want to pitch a movie. I want to pitch an X-Men musical with Drew Hill and En Vogue as the X-Men, and I just want that to happen. Please, somebody do that. You know, get somebody involved and make that happen.
You want to dig up En Vogue? Where is
dig up? They're out there touring. Drew Hill's coming to New York in January too. All 11 of them, or however many there were after all the years of, you know, they're all coming to New York. I'm gonna be there. Y'all come up if you want to hang.
I want to know which superhero is Cisco playing?
Cisco's got that Iceman energy. He's got that Bobby energy.
Iceman, that Bobby energy.
Yeah. Cisco would be Thong Man. I would like, and his superpower is whenever he sings the song.
I think Jazz will be Beast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jazz will be Beast.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I could see Cisco as Cyclops. I guess I could see it if it came down
Cisco
to
as Cyclops.
Nokia Cyclops.
I don't know why y'all are being so gender. You know, he can be Storm. Cisco could be Storm. Cisco could be Storm. Okay. Let's. I'm just saying.
That's why I put an En Vogue, because I want to make sure that we had, you know, representation, the correct representation.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, listen. Whatever happens with this franchise, doesn't look like most of y'all care at all. But I will say that I bet you that when this movie comes out, that people are going to be chomping at the bit. Not necessarily us comic book fans, but the world is going to be chomping at the bit for this. Not as much as this other project, which flopped the first two times, in my opinion. But Marvel, if y'all haven't heard, is now actually in talks of bringing Ghost Rider back officially. The only thing we don't have is an official actor for Ghost Rider. Now, we all know that Ghost Rider did come to the big screen and also was on the little screen. All right, big screen was big Nick Cage. All right, who I, for one, thought those movies were terrible, both the first one and the second one. It was so hard to watch. But then if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season, I think 4 or 5, we got Robbie Reyes on screen, which was actually a really dope a depiction of Ghost Rider, which kind of got me a little more interested in the character. I would love to see a Robbie Reyes, but it sounds like most people are really hoping to get Norman Reedus.
I mean, that's what it looked like. I'm not gonna lie. I like was looking at the picture and it looks like him.
Well, let me clarify where this came from. This is fan art that was made that Norman Reedus posted on his own site to kind of show that he's interested in that part. You know, so Norman Reedus wants the part. He hasn't been casted for it, but I'm thinking that he would be perfect for it. But then again, if he comes, what happens to Robbie Reyes? Do we end up having some sort of Ghost Rider verse?
No.
How do we ride this out? What do you think is the best way to go about it, Yaz? I mean, do we include Robbie and Daryl, or I mean, we pick one, or what? How do we bring Ghostface back? I keep saying Ghostface, Ghost Rider back.
I mean, I would, like you said, like I watched that and I don't even remember that guy. So I would just get a new person, you know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of people are familiar with that character, and you're gonna want someone who can hold that, you know what I'm saying? Like MCU status gonna hold that up, you know what I mean? So I mean, obviously we know, I don't even watch The Walking Dead. I don't even know what the fuck the guy's name is. So the gentleman that you had on the picture,
Norman Reedus,
thank you. I know that he, you know, is very liked in like the Walking Dead community, so you know what I'm saying, that'll definitely help with, like, you know, making sure that if it is good, it's going to get the views, we're going to get more from it, you know what I'm saying? So that'll definitely help on, you know, production wise. But I don't know, I don't know if they can give us a good Ghost Rider. Then that's, you know, kind of where I'm at right now. And is it going to be a series or is it going to be a movie? Is my next question.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Nolly was the one that broke this in the comments. I don't remember. It seemed like it didn't really clarify what.
Yeah,
what
it was like maybe a Disney Plus series.
That's even more of like a because we already know Disney Plus doesn't give us too much.
Yeah,
like, you know, like actual like episodes. So that's a problem, because how are you going to fit, you know what I'm saying, everything in that you need to depict and have a character that's barely used, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. You know what I mean? It's the MCU.
I do think that the Ghost Rider series would be fairly successful, especially given with what it did to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season where he was on it. It was, I think, one of the higher rated seasons. It brought that franchise back to life, and I think that it'd probably be served better as just like, you know, there's the Daredevil Reborn or Born Again is going to come out, and we expecting that to be bloody too. So hopefully this starts opening up the doors to more gory, more bloody, more comic book based type of projects that aren't so necessarily cheeky Disney, you know, TV 14. And I'm here for it, but I don't know if we'll be able to. What's up, Ty?
I just wanted to say that I only recognize one actor to play Ghost Rider, man, and you know, he's the original Ghost Rider. I don't know about y'all, but you know, Johnny Blaze ain't a damn thing changed. I'm just saying, he been acting out here, man. Don't put some respect on his name. I'm just saying, some respect on his name.
Yeah,
put some respect on his name.
Well, yeah, Method Man in the Wu-Tang Clan, his moniker was Johnny Blaze. You know my man Johnny Blaze ain't home. You know, yeah. Just
I was like, did I miss something here? Like,
nah, well, all the Wu Gambinos had multiple names. You know, they had like their regular name.
Tony Stark, Tony Stark's Iron Man was Ghostface.
Iron Man, yeah. So he was Johnny Blaze, and he'll probably show up in that movie too. But I'm gonna say something unpopular, and I hope this doesn't mess up me and Cliff's friendship. But he's a better rapper than he is an actor. I'm just gonna say that because if you watch Red Tails, you know, you like
that was earlier. Man. That was early in his acting. He's been acting a lot lately on Stars, on Power, and he plays a pretty good role. Cliff is getting his acting chops in. All I'm saying, I'm not saying he's the greatest. He's not, but I think he could pull it off.
He did good in The Wire. Shout out Cheese.
And
pull it off.
He was terrible in The Wire.
Give the man some daps, okay? He was killing it in How High. All right, give the man some daps.
yes. How High was a
nigga was a genius, okay? Like, come on.
Got what?
Got weed.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Yo, man.
That was my shit. Well, let's look forward to that project and who it could possibly be. There's even talks that Keanu Reeves could be in the run for a Ghost Rider, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what they end up coming up with the project. I personally think Keanu Reeves, again, I originally was like he should be a Silver Surfer. I think that NORAD would be.
He doesn't have any speaking parts.
But after kind of like learning that Silver Surfer may have a little bit of a darker hue in his original form, I might be interested in maybe seeing something else. But we'll talk about that later. What we do have is new projects. In addition to all of these dope up and coming projects that may be good or may not, there is a project that my man Ty put us onto this week that just started to make waves by ways of trailers. If you are a fan of Jurassic Park, then this may catch your eye. A new movie project called 65, starring Kylo Ren. I love using their actual but it actually looks pretty good, man. So let's go ahead and give this trailer a quick gander, and let's talk about it on the other side. By the way, for my Spider-Man fans like me, this is a Sam Raimi project, so let's pay close attention. Sam Raimi obviously being the orchestrator of the first 3 Spider-Mans, and let's check it out.
There's something alien out there.
Location unknown.
Charter 373. This is Commander Mills. My ship was hit by an undocumented asteroid.
Location unknown.
Transporting 35 passengers
Location unknown.
on a long-range exploratory mission. Send help. We've crash landed on an uncharted celestial body.
Location unknown.
I don't know where we are. I've located one survivor. A child. The atmosphere is breathable. There's something alien out there. You need to be quiet and move. You and I are going to get home.
Home, family.
Ready?
Oh, hell no.
All righty, man. Move over Jurassic Park. Here comes a new movie about dinosaurs. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down and see how we feel about it. Give me a thumbs up if it looks good, thumbs down if it looks terrible, and give me a meh if you have no feelings whatsoever. Let's take this down in 3, 2, 1, and what is this? Oh, okay. Hey, unanimous vote. Wow, that's so interesting, man. I see we got 2 thumbs up for you. Yaz, you really geeked up about this, huh? Looks good.
I love Jurassic Park type movies. Those were like some of my favorite movies, as a kid. So I don't know. I like how they're making them more, serious and like fucking crazy and more of like a mystery. And yeah, I'm like hella geeked about this one. I love Adam Driver. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the shit he plays in is like hella crazy when he's not playing in Star Wars. So I'm excited to see like this because I don't know. It was a movie with Matt Damon in it when they were like in, I don't know, like Old Society or something like that. And he like, man, his range is crazy as fuck. So I'm kind of excited to see how like this movie is going to turn out because it's basically just him and that little girl trying to survive, you know what I'm saying, like on this planet with basically no resources or nothing, looking for the crew. So hell yeah, this is gonna be fucking crazy as shit. I'm gonna have to like make sure, you know, I got like my blanket with me when I go to the movie theaters, because I be screaming and shit, and I gotta like cover my eyes and stuff sometimes, you know. So this looks like a good like suspenseful movie. I'm fucking geeked about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been kind of for the last few decades, we've been at the mercy of Jurassic Park projects to see dinosaurs on screen. So it's kind of good, I feel like, Tyrone, to see a different take on a prehistoric vibe. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is the right way to do dinosaurs and stuff. I mean, it's you do it kind of like a horror movie, you know, Alien style, where it's, you know, somebody just trying to survive. You know, not somebody who's like got a relationship with a raptor and stuff like that. I mean, Jurassic Park, since after the first one, they never got that formula right. And the reason why the first one was so good is because they did it like this. I mean, it wasn't as sci-fi and crazy like this, but like it was a horror movie about dinosaurs, basically, which this looks like it's going to be more of a sci-fi horror. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it this way. This is the right way to do it.
Yeah. Nolly, you feel the same way?
I fucking love dinosaur movies. And even though the last Jurassic Parks weren't great, I still saw them in theater. I was there. But this looks really good. So I'm ready.
Yeah, and Ty, you were the one that brought this to our attention. What are your thoughts on this, homeboy? I see your thumb was up too.
Yeah, I'm my thumbs up. But when I was just watching the trailer, it was some of the things in the story kind of just I started thinking about it. I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. Like, yeah, but I'm gonna watch it. But it doesn't make any sense.
It's Sam Raimi. It's not supposed to make sense.
Oh, well, what do you? It's a trailer.
No. I'm just saying the story. So apparently, 65 million years ago, these human beings from another planet who have better technology or whatever find the prehistoric Earth. Is that what I'm led to believe this is? That's when the trailer. That's what I was paying attention to.
Yep.
Well, I think that you'll learn a lot more when you see the actual movie. Right. I don't think that they're trying to get you to know everything off of the trailer. It's meant to garner your interest. So yeah, I think that the explanations you're looking for will probably get in the movie. And let's keep it real: dinosaurs and men being in the same clip doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, this feels to me like if I had to, I guess I would say that there's some sort of time travel involved in this
wormhole,
time travel wormhole loophole, something like that. And there's or even some sort of a portal that brings them to this past. Kind of like there was a show called Terra Nova a while back. Some similar things going on.
Oh my god.
You watched Terra Nova?
I loved Terra Nova, and I was devastated when they canceled it. I was like, "Are you kidding? That show was so fucking good."
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought the CGI was really bad for the dinosaurs.
Okay, but look at the years that it came out.
Yeah.
He wasn't there yet.
The idea was really good. The idea of dinosaurs coexisting with man in a future society was really dope. But it only got one season, and they didn't even. It was like, look, this costs too much, and I don't know if it's even worth it. But for this right here, man, it does look like it's going to bring back the dinosaur craze. What's up, Yaz?
I think why I'm so excited about this is because it's more of like they crash landed into the dinosaurs territory, not the dinosaurs or like, you know, they're trying to adapt in our world and stuff like that. So it's more of like they're screwed because they have limited resources, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like they're on a planet, you know what I'm saying? So it's making this more of like this is a serious life or death situation, and you know what I'm saying, like you're either fucked or you're gonna live. So I don't know, I'm really geeked about this one.
Yeah, man, this looks very promising, man. And thank God, because not only do we want to see more dinosaurs, but Adam Driver, like you said, we love this dude, man. I mean, Kylo Ren is not big enough, and he's been working. You know, he's been doing different types of films. So, and his voice is, I mean, I think he should do more voiceover work, man, personally, because his voice is like, it's kind of like Tyrone's voice. It's real regal, majestic. You know, when he talks, you listen. You know what I'm saying? So
it's nice of you to say.
It's the truth. It's true. We all know that. Tyrone gets us all wet. Let's not act like it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like it's the truth, man.
Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for yourself, sir.
You said he was gonna grind on us the other day, man. We always like, oh, let's do it.
Uh-oh.
Watch out. He's standing up now.
Oh, look at oh, let me find out.
Here I come.
All right, magic, good times coming. But yeah, man, this looks really promising. I can honestly say that of all of the projects that are coming out, this one is probably going to be one of the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. So, kudos to Sam Raimi for scoring another project. And as we know, Sam Raimi not only an arbiter of Spider-Man projects, but a horror film guy too. So,
also Multiverse of Madness.
And the Multiverse of Madness, which some say he was brought in to bring in that horror element, you know, the whole zombie and the he turned Wanda into a phenomenal villain. So Sam Raimi, man, kudos to you, homeboy. Kudos to you. Now listen, I'm not gonna lie, there's so many things to discuss. Hold on that note, y'all gotta be switched to okay. Why you telling us that? This? On another note, guys, as we teased earlier, we did want to give you guys some of our favorite movies, TV shows, actors, things like that today, specifically because today is, believe it or not, our last broadcast for the year. As this year, next Saturday and the following Saturday land on what we would call official holidays, Christmas Eve and, you know, New Year's Eve. And rather than tying everybody's up with, you know, jumping on this early, we just want everybody to enjoy your holiday season. So we will be either airing reruns or Yaz will have a funny post for us the following 2 Saturdays, but we will reconvene Saturday, January 7th, where we'll discuss all that we have to look forward to in 2023, including a lot of upcoming Marvel, DC projects, and so on and so forth. Having said that, I do think this would be a good time for us to go ahead and get into our awards show, which we have so appropriately titled The Blerdys. This is our very first Blerdys, guys, and so we're doing it casually. Hopefully years to come we can get a little more draped up, drobed out, and we can do a little gala. We can have it at a comic book shop with a stage and all of that. I'm hoping that we all want this to kind of move to the Blerdys is a category that is a project that represents black nerds, nerds with color, nerds of different types. And we're going to discuss what we liked this year, not just what the Academy Awards, not just what SAG and all these other folks are saying were worth note. So having said that, we took some votes, we did some polls, and the following are our categories for this year's Blerdys. Okay, so for this year's Blerdys, we have best TV show. I mean, I wish Ty had the sound effects, but it'd be cool. We have best hero category. We've got the best black production, but let me throw in the caveat that all of these are black productions that are not Wakanda Forever. We've decided that Wakanda Forever, if it was allowed to be omitted, included, it would sweep.
It got disqualified for using steroids.
Right. It's too it's overqualified medicinally. So in addition to that, we've got the best actor. Not only that, but the best actor will be split into two: the best male and the best female. So we have best male actor, and we've got best female actor category. We've also got the best villain as well as the best hero. Yep, best hero. Here it is. Oops. And we also will have not only guest of the year, but our best commentators, which has also been described as the comment comrades, which is very socialist. I would expect no less of Tyrone to recommend. But these are our categories. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our awards, and then let's. What is it? Oh, my bad. Donald Glover to star in Sony. Oh, the Hype No Hustler. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I'm glad you brought this up, man. Yeah, Tyrone just sent something to the group. Donald Glover is supposed to be playing in a Sony Marvel film It's about a Spider-Man villain. Now, as much as I love Donald Glover, it's Sony that I don't trust.
Right.
So let's hope that this turns out well. I think we can discuss this a little more
after the fact.
Afterwards. So let's go ahead and start up with some of our categories real quick, and let's get through this. And we all did take votes on these. So let's see. Now we have Best TV Show. And so for Best TV Show in this category, our nominees were Andor, Peacemaker, Rings of Power, and House of the Dragon. And the award for Best TV Show for this year goes to Andor. Andor was universally not universally, everybody didn't vote for it, but I think that Tyrone is definitely going to speak to why Andor would have won. It's the best out of all these, huh? You think so, bro?
I do think so. I think it was the best overall. It hit on every note that it aimed for. It was a surprise for a lot of people. I think it's going to be one that actually does well in some of the big mainstream award shows. But there wasn't a weak spot in this show, and it deserves to be thought of as the best TV show of the year.
All righty. So Andor, we already have for our first Blerdy winner. We'll send you your award in the mail. Don't worry. Up next, we have the best movie. And for best movie, after some deliberation, it seems that the most votes went to The Woman King. Woman King was a good movie, right, Steph? Oh, whoops. All right. Sorry. Let me ask Ty. Ty, Woman King was a good movie, right, Ty?
You're muted. And
Steph, muted your mic.
The fans couldn't see Steph's face. That was good.
Yes. Listen. Let me go ahead and preface this. Woman King was the best movie not named Wakanda Forever.
Correct.
Just so we're clear. But yes, Woman King was a very, very good movie. It was phenomenal. I went with the family. We all watched it. We all cried together. It was a beautiful moment. If you still at this point have not seen The Woman King, Viola Davis, Thuso Mbidu is amazing. The entire cast. I mean, I just got to give props to the entire cast. Mm-hmm. What's the guy's name who was in Star Wars?
John Boyega.
John Boyega killed his role. Listen, if you still have not seen this movie by now, please, it is on some streaming platform somewhere. Watch it. Go watch this movie. It absolutely is deserving of this award.
All right. Not everybody agrees, but hey, unfortunately, in this case, the majority wins. The others listed in this category for the comments were Nope and Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, believe it or not, was a very difficult decision to make, because I honestly think that movie may have been a little bit. But we'll see.
I love Woman King, but that one got my vote. But still, no problems with Woman King, because it was a fantastic movie, and everything Ty said was right. It was emotional, it was beautiful, it was well acted, it was well shot, everything was great.
Absolutely agreed. Okay, so let's go on to some of these other categories. We have Best Actor, which was split into two different categories. We've got Best Actor. First and foremost, we'll do Best Male Actor, and the Best Male Actor in this category. You know what? Yep. In this category, we had Donald Glover, Ishmael Cruz, who was Arendir in Rings of Power. We've got Winston Duke, who just crushed the watermelon with his legs. We got Brian Tyree Robinson, of course. Henry. From not only the Atlanta acclaimed series, but also was Phasos in the Eternals, which I don't think came out this year, but he was still an actor in the Bullet Train movie and stuff like that. We also had Will Johnson, aka Vaymond, from House of the Dragon.
He knows somebody on the committee. That was crazy.
Those boys are bastards.
Who on this panel looks like Vayman? I'll just say that. And then also Patty Constantine, who was
Constantine,
who was Viserys in the House of the Dragon. So for this particular category, it was a vote, and this was a tough one because everybody didn't vote the same way. But the majority of the votes went to Patty Constantine.
How are you gonna let this white man come up in here and take a Blerdy?
Hey, I didn't go. But look, I'm looking at the votes right here,
Vayman
bro, and that's where it went.
Vayman had one great line. This old man had plenty. Just saying.
Hey, well, I'm just saying, like he does it, like it.
God give the man
one of those. Yeah, I know Steph. I know Steph. It's tough, man.
I don't want to.
I was tallying up the votes. I was like, hey, that's the people's choice, man. It is what it is, man.
I want it on the record that I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I voted Brian Tyree Henry, who absolutely deserves it for his second to last episode, I think it was, of Atlanta. Was an absolute masterclass by that dude.
I don't know how white people got nominated.
Listen, this was a point of contention in our group over the week, where I think last week we actually discussed it was your boy to the left of you, or it was Bad Tie who was like,
I did.
Is this just for black people, or is it like,
I did.
Whoever it is?
I did. I went to the overall acting. Just who's the best actor, and I listen. I stand by my vote. I stand by my vote. But if we go in black actor, I'm a jump. Don't walk
it back now, bro. Own it.
All right. Well, I gotta own it. Patty Constantine. His role as King Viserys on House of the Dragon demands that he be nominated, at least in the discussion. And that's why I had to nominate him.
I saw the nomination. We won't sit here and debate this. I saw it, Steph, and I thought it was warranted the nomination. Now, the number of votes that it got is what kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, we'll throw
y'all real quiet right now.
Like, look.
For him.
Hey, it don't matter, man. It's cool. He won the majority of the votes, and in order for us to have the winners announced, they have to get the majority of the votes. So there's
apologies to Patty. His name is Paddy, Paddy. We got him as Patty, but his name is Patty.
I saw so many different ways to spell it online. I chose the one with the fewest letters. So we'll just leave it at that. Let's go to Best Female Actor while we're still in our actor category. And for Best Female Actor, the nominees were, I'm not even going to get into the nominees. Taylor Swift. I'm not even going to get to the nominees. Just know that the Best Female Actor went with a unanimous vote, for the most part, for Angela Bassett. Obviously, our queen, Ramonda. Nobody's going to sit and dispute that. In the absence of Chadwick Boseman, Queen Ramonda, played by Angela Bassett, came to life. She came to slay. She held down the role in his absence, even stepped up. There were more speaking roles. She even rolled her R's, and we will tell you who was it that came to rip the continent of Africa. Like, she was definitely all in, man. And so kudos to Angela Bassett. We don't even have to discuss this. We all are in agreement. Angela Bassett, hands down, probably could have swept this, but we hope that she also gets the actual Academy Award. Let's move on because we run out of time. For the next one, we do have Best. Oh boy. Yeah. Steph is gonna love this one. Best Hero. In the category of Best Hero, we have nominees were Shuri, Butcher from which I don't think that The Boys was even out this year. Was there a season this year?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, She-Hulk, Killmonger, Cassian Andor, and Peacemaker. And the award for best actor.
Look at
Spain.
Stephanie's face.
Cassian Andor.
Oh man, I did not vote for him.
Cassian Andor got the most votes. This eye roll is for you, y'all out there that voted for Andor. Now, I want to call nobody out, but does anybody want to volunteer why they chose Andor over, say, I don't know, Killmonger, Peacemaker?
So I voted for Andor, Cassian Andor. Diego Luna killed the part. Andor was a fantastic hero. It was a great show. I don't know if I'd call Butcher a hero. Killmonger, as much as I love Killmonger, I don't know if we call him a hero. He was, his part in Black Panther Wakanda Forever was great, but I don't know if we call him a hero necessarily. So this one was more technicalities than anything else.
Wow. Steph's face says it all.
Steph? I don't know that we call Andor a hero. He didn't do anything in season 1 other than escape from jail that warranted him being a hero in season 1. I'm just saying, you just from your stuff. Who did he say? What did he say?
I mean, he did liberate the whole prison.
No, he liberated himself, and he needed people to help him. He needed people to help him to get the hell out of jail. He couldn't do it by himself. He couldn't do it by himself. So,
all right. We gotta keep cool. We're running low on time. Only got 10 minutes left.
Put that out there.
All right, so we got Andor for best hero. This was my favorite category, honestly, and this is for best villain. And for best villain, the nominees were Wanda Maximoff, Homelander, Soldier Boy, White Dragon. Most of these are from The Boys, and Namor. And the award for the best villain goes to a wild card. Evidently, it was actually the writers of the Book of Boba Fett. Which Stephanie calls the Book of Busta Rhymes. Nah, just kidding. The actual nominee that got the most votes out of our group and out of our circles was, believe it or not, Namor from the DC Black Panther. Finally, I think that we can agree on this one. Steph, what you got to say about this one?
I'm with it. I feel like if it's not going to be Killmonger, who I still think could have won, I'm cool with Butter Poppy.
All right, cool.
Period.
Well, I'm glad y'all didn't suffer the wrath of Steph, because I would hate to be like her child and be fucking up while she's in the choir and I'm in the pews and she gives me that look. You know what I'm saying? So, no problem. So I think you get that look through the where they don't have to. But they live so weird. Yeah, bro, I don't want that, man. So, and Namor, I think is definitely worthy of this award. Let's go ahead and keep this moving, man. Now we're coming on some personal things here. We actually have this is the best black production. The best black production. And honestly, there weren't a whole lot of nominations for this, but ultimately we did award this to Atlanta season 4. Atlanta season 4 was phenomenal. Atlanta in itself is just it's a whole vibe, and I think that it needs to win awards for using the culture of blackness, but doing it in a high fidelity manner that we can actually see the things that we go through, but it's not like some Tyler Perry project. Which, no disrespect to Tyler Perry, has his things. But it goes above and beyond those other things. So we don't have to.
A good episode that addresses that, by the way, in Atlanta season 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's actually a Tyler Perry episode. So just saying, just go out there. All right. So we're down to our last couple of categories here, guys. And first one we're going to go ahead and do. This one means a lot to us. This is our category for Guest of the Year on our show. Guest of the Year on our show. Now, amongst this list, we had Derek Russo, we have Adam Murray, we've got Luke Stage, my man. Oh shoot, man, where's his name? Toure. We've even got Zooman, who was in some movies and is right now on the Cat Williams tour. But ultimately, the award went unanimously for our sister in Blerd, Yvette Nicole Brown, who hit us with this dope gem when she was on our show.
As Blerd yourself, you understand how much all of these different properties have given to us, how much they've changed our lives as kids. Because we, Black people, we don't get a chance to dream a lot, because of the way this country is set up. And somehow when you get into the sci-fi space or the fantasy space, we're able to be all things, right? And so to have those dreams and love Star Wars as a kid and comic books and all that, and then to get to the point where I'm a part of the canon forever, the biggest film, I can't. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know where to pack it. No, but you understand. You guys know, the feeling. Like, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was on my first Avengers movie. I can remember like it was yesterday. They didn't. I got the point you was making. Steph. So Yvette Nicole Brown, forever in our hearts. Keeping it real, like the lady woke up early in the morning, the 3-hour time difference, put on lashes, put on makeup, came onto our little show, which at the time our height was like six people watching at once. You know what I'm saying? And we literally had an hour or so with her when she said she would only be with us for 15 minutes. Yvette Nicole Brown, you are the epitome of class and the best thing that's happened to us all year. Nobody is going to argue with that. Cue the applause. Thank you, Tylene. And yes, let's go ahead and move on to our final award. This final award is going to go to the best commentator, or as some is called, the comment comrades. And this is not even just an award. This is just kind of us recognizing folks who've kind of been our day ones, or folks who've been consistent, or even have been very valuable with their content in the comments. So for this one, we're going to spread the love around and give the recognition to the following members of our comment section consistently. So I would like to thank and give this award to Lisa Trzynski, Seriously Black, Minnie Morales, or Minnie Grogu Baby, whatever you want to call himself, and Daniel Biddle. We just want to give y'all flowers, say thank y'all that y'all have been day ones for the most part, and you've been messing with us on a weekly basis. I know Roberto Minifont is doing this while he's working. Like he's sitting here working like, hey, y'all make y'all get y'all get them calls on, all right? Y'all get y'all made to go down over there. Okay, hey, what I was saying, let's talk about this because I just got my booty count. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
At least she's working too when she's watching us. She's multitasking. So
yeah, Lisa too. Yeah, Lisa does that too, man. So we just wanted to let y'all know we see you, we appreciate you, we love you, and we cannot wait to keep this stuff going. Look for your award in the mail. Don't hold your breath. But look forward to it, Tyrone.
Yeah, just thank you again to those folks, and also to everybody who comes into the comments. Just want to show a little bit of love to y'all too. Don't be shy. Hook us up with all the thoughts you got. Jump in there. Contend for next year. The list can get bigger, so jump on it.
Yes, please. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this year's Blerdys inaugural. So we'll be back next year for the second annual Blerdys, and who knows what type of form that will take. We'll see. But we're down to our last couple minutes, guys, man. And I just want to say for myself, it has been a phenomenal year. This is our 101st show. We've picked up friends along the way. Something that started as me and Ty talking on the phone for hours turned into me and Ty and Yaz talking on Saturdays for 3 hours, which turned into me and Ty and Yaz and Tyrone, and me and Ty and Yaz and Tyrone and Steph. Now me, Yaz, Tyrone, and Nolly, and who knows where the future goes. But as far as we're concerned, everybody who's on YouTube, big shout out to Jay. Big shout out to Jay from Comedy Hub. Everybody who's watching on Comedy Hub, and I forgot his girl's name. I'm so sorry. But Big J, who allowed us to speak to everybody who's watching us on Twitch right now on Comedy Hub. Annie? What is it?
Annie.
Annie's okay. I want to make sure we recognize Annie. Jay and Annie helped by giving us an audience to speak to. So thank y'all very much. We do not discount the fact that you have allowed us in your space, and we sincerely appreciate it, man. And y'all, it ain't even like they're not blerds, you know what I'm saying? So
Comedy Hub.
They're definitely nerds. Yes. So thank you, Comedy Hub. Thank you, Jay. And of course, once again, thank you all the viewers who come in on a weekly basis. Thank y'all for moving over. not you. I did have something to say about Willow, but we'll go. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. And we look forward to seeing y'all in 2023 with all new content. Make sure y'all go and watch the replays. Send them and definitely be your authentic selves. If you're not being yourself, then you're being fake. And even in 2023, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. We'll see you on the other side.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing.